There are 6 core competencies which an awakening coach brings to their client. This is the first we're going to speak about now. The core competency which we call inspired certainty. I remember a few years ago I learned how to ski. I never learned how to ski as a young man, as a child, because I lived in England where there's not a lot of skiing. So I learned to ski when I moved here to the Sierra Nevada mountains, which was about maybe 10 years ago now. And I remember the first time that I got on the ski lift with an instructor and we went up to the top of the mountain. And you get off the ski lift and you look down and it's a really long way down to the lodge. And the slope looks pretty steep, steeper than I'd ever tried before. And I was scared. I wanted to get back on the lift and be the only person on the ski resort that day going back down the slope the same way they came up on a chair. But my instructor, who was a young man from New Zealand, was very confident in a very relaxed way. He said, "Oh, don't worry." He said, "It's fine. I'll show you how to do this. It's easy." He said, "Just turn your skis this way and now lean into your right foot and that's it. Now do this and now you're going to lean into this foot and you're going to go that way and now you're going to turn." And he just guided me down. But the most important thing about the way he did it was not what he told me to do, but an atmosphere of absolute certainty which he communicated to me in his demeanor, in his presence, in his energy, that I could do this, that it was easy, that it was a piece of cake. This kind of atmosphere of inspired certainty is, for the most part, what supports us to live from brilliance. If you remember back to when you were a child, perhaps you had a school teacher or a family friend, maybe a grandparent, who had absolute confidence in your capacity to do something, to play a musical instrument, to excel at sport. And I'm sure if you remember back, it was somebody like that, somebody who absolutely had faith in you, who could inspire you to perform at your very best. In the same way, an awakening coach is trained how to hold an atmosphere of inspired certainty for a client. But in this case, the inspired certainty which the coach holds is not your capacity to excel in sports, or even to make money, or even to be your best as a leader. The inspired certainty which the coach holds in this circumstance is the certainty of who you really are, deeper than the stories held in the mind. Most human beings suffer from a condition of mistaken identity. Most of us, most of the time, we take ourselves to be our past, to be a story, to be a bunch of beliefs and limitations, and so we live our life in that way. An awakening coach holds the vision of who you truly are deeper than anything which your mind tells you. And once you drop into the realization of that certainty, it's quite a surprise to find out the infinite expansiveness of your true nature, to find out the infinite field of possibility which is revealed through the practice of contemporary mysticism, which means practices which are mystical in their roots but highly practical in their application. So this is the first competency which an awakening coach is trained in a very relaxed and doubt-free way. The competency to hold absolute inspired certainty for the full potential of the client in a much deeper way than we would usually understand that. Their ultimate potential as the source of everything within their experience.